Hello, welcome to another video. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, my name is Sarah. If you are joining me from my other channel, which is Princess Penny Pincher PhD, welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. This is a little different from content that I make on this channel, but I want to start doing more videos like this, really to raise awareness for fibromyalgia, a condition that I have. Why am I doing this today, you may ask? Today, as I am filming it, is May 12th. Hopefully, I'll get it up today, we'll see. It is May 12th, which is Fibromyalgia Awareness Day. Also, if you are living in the United States, it is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everyone who is a mother and who has a mother. So the purpose of today's video is to essentially answer some questions about fibromyalgia in remembrance and awareness of the day. I'm going to be asking, I'm going to be asking and answering 12 questions about me and my personal experience with fibromyalgia. And then to finish off the video, I'm going to give you 3 questions that you can ask someone that you love who is living with a chronic illness, chronic pain condition, whatever it may be. So let's get started. I did get all these questions from the internet. It is a plethora of all information. So I did not come up with these questions. These are actually part of a chronic illness tag. So I will link those down below as well, where I found them. So first question, what illnesses do you have? So I have fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain disorder. It affects all the nerves and muscles and pretty much everything in your body. But I think people probably know it as affecting all the nerves in your body. And as part of the fibromyalgia, I also have mainly anxiety and depression. Those are my 2 biggies. And then I also have hypertension as a part of my fibromyalgia. One of the consequences, I would say, of having your nerves always turned on, and that's how we kind of like to think of it, is that you're constantly in a hyper state. So you may have heard of fight or flight. You know, if there's a grizzly bear chasing you, you either fight or you flight, you run away. And people with fibromyalgia, we tend to be in that constantly. So comorbidities, things that are associated, side effects of having that, I have them all. And as I keep doing these videos, I'll probably share some of those with you. And I'm starting to get arthritis in my hands and in my knees. So those are the illnesses that I have. Number 2, when were you diagnosed? So I was actually diagnosed in 2007. I was diagnosed after being in a car accident in 2005 and having not only the emotional and physical trauma of a car accident, but not having proper medical care and not being taken care of probably exacerbated everything that I had. But 2007 was my official diagnosis, which I am pleased to say that I educated myself on the disease and was able to diagnose myself along with the help of my physician. Number 3, do you take any medication? No. Not for my fibromyalgia. I recently started something for my blood pressure, the hypertension, which is a relatively recent development, but before that I tried lots of medications, but the short answer is no. Number 4, what do you wish people knew about chronic illness? So I'm gonna have to look at these. What do I wish people knew about chronic illness? Well, I wish people could see it. I wish there was like an aura or like a signal we gave off, but there's not. It's invisible. That's why they call it an invisible illness. for most people. Essentially just how you feel every day. I generally feel like crap every day, forgive the language. I'm always very tired, pretty much in pain all the time. And there's nothing I can really take for my pain, so that doesn't help. I'm usually extremely tired throughout the day, and it's not that I'm lazy, or that, I'm just trying to get out of doing stuff. It's generally because I didn't sleep the night before. And, if you go without sleep, it sucks, and then if you're in pain, it sucks, and if, you're just not feeling good and you can't think and nothing tastes good and nothing smells good and the lights hurt your eyes and somebody's wearing a perfume that's too strong, you just feel like crap. So that of course then makes you feel like you're just like such a Debbie Downer, and that everything is like negative, and that you're super like just depressing person and no one wants to be around you, which is not fun. And so I wish, if people just imagine what they felt like on their worst day ever, just imagine like feeling that all the time, and then maybe having a little bit of empathy and or sympathy for those people of us who feel like that all the time. That's probably what I wish that they all knew. These are out of order. How can awareness be raised? Well, I think talking about it, number one. I think being open and honest about it, not being ashamed is a big thing. And I'm not great about that, I'll be quite honest. It's not something I hide, but it's not something I just tell everyone all the time. But I think it is important that we talk about it. I think it's super important that we talk to our doctor about it, and that you seek, professionals to talk with it about. And then, really sort of being your own advocate, telling people we need more research. It's come a long way since I was diagnosed, but when I was doing research on my own to figure out what was wrong with me, there wasn't a lot of information out there, so I think all that is super important. And, doing little things, like today is wearing purple, wearing your purple awareness ribbon. That's also something you can do that's very small, but can really make a big impact. Number 6, who knows about your illness? My family, for the most part. My mom and my dad are my nuclear family. Most of my friends know about it. Again, it's not something I ever try to hide, but it's not something like I wear, a shirt that says I have fibromyalgia. Ask me about it. So yeah, I would say that. 7. I hope we're on 7. I think we're on 7. How do your illnesses affect your life? So I would say fibromyalgia and all the things associated with it affect every single part of my life. Every part of my life. Like I said, I'm tired all the time. I'm exhausted. But I'm a completely different person. Okay, so that might be an exaggeration. But there are so many aspects of me that are no longer the same, that's something that I have to deal with as well. I don't think the same. There's often times that I'll just like stop, like not knowing what to say, like now. And so then I try to like compensate, and I'll do a lot of fillers, like or I'll pause or something like that. There are some days where it hurts to breathe, and then I have like erratic breathing. There's some days that my heart's like beating in my chest. There are other days it's like super slow. There's, like I said, there's some days where my hands are so sore I can't like use them. I can't bend my fingers. There's some days like my legs hurt so bad, every step that I take is like just super painful. And so yeah, it affects everything I do. I'm like a go all in, go hard kind of person, and I really can't be that, because if I go hard one day, then the next day I'm not going to be able to do anything. So I'd say, you know, I'm still learning how to like pace myself and like filler words. Yeah, I catch myself. Being able to do the things that I want to do and make time for like self-care and doing those things for myself, all those things. I'd say that's how it affects me. If you could tell the medical community one thing about your illnesses or illness, what would you tell them? Let's see. Probably, I'm not crazy. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to get out of something. I'm not trying to get something for nothing. I'm a very educated woman. I know stuff. That sounded really educated, didn't it? You know, don't dismiss me. And even if I don't have a lot of education and, you know, tons of letters after my name, you still shouldn't dismiss me. I'm a person, and how I feel is how I feel. I'd also say, you know, education is super important. I mean, I have a degree in medicine, and I just blocked my mouth. I have a degree in medicine, and I wasn't taught about chronic pain conditions, about fibromyalgia. I wasn't taught that as part of medical curriculum. You know, there's so much that we're not taught because it's not part of like general, you know, anatomy, physiology type of courses, or medical diagnosis like pathology. That's what I was trying to say. You know, it's just not part of it, and then, you know, they'll try to throw a pill at it, and pills are not one size fits all, and you can't just throw a pill at people, or you know, try to do some, you know, try just to fit them in a box, because nobody's going to fit in the same box. And it's really just about listening. And I know that's really hard, you know, I get that, but just listen. Just listen when people are telling you how they feel and what's wrong with them. And, you know, sometimes that's all they want. They don't necessarily want you to fix it. So I think I'm on question 9. We'll see, I'm so bad. Regarding alternative treatments, I have tried, everything. I have tried going to a chiropractor, I've been to an acupuncturist, I've tried vitamins, I tried the fibromyalgia diet, I've tried every book. Like I have a book, it's what I call like Fibromyalgia for Dummies. I've tried every FDA approved medication for fibromyalgia. I've tried every antidepressant. Well, not everyone. I've tried a lot of antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications. I've tried yoga. I've tried talk therapy. And I do massages. And I still do all those things. They're just, again, not a one-size-fits-all, cures-all things. And I'm not on this to dispense any medical device, so you have to go to a professional for that. But just telling you what I've done. Okay, I think we're on question 10. I'm so bad at counting. 10. The hardest thing to accept about my new reality has been... probably that this is my new reality. And I think that's something that, I still struggle with. Because it's almost like you have to go through all the different stages of grief. Because or at least maybe this is how I feel, obviously, but it's like, I know what I remember what it was like before, and now I know what I was like before, and I know what I'm like now. and they're different. And accepting that is not easy. Especially when you are used to fixing things and making it better. And you don't know how you can do that for yourself. And I think that's hard. It's hard for me. Alright, 2 more to go. Trying not to be any more of a crybaby. But that's okay. It's okay to cry. The commercials about my illness. Oh my gosh. So these almost make me laugh. So there's a very popular medication that has commercials, and there are always these, you know, people like staring forlornly like out a window or trying to use my stock imagery, and they're like looking at a window, like watching life go by without them. And then you see these like illustrations of like the nerves, and like, you know, they change different colors and all this other stuff, and I just look at it and I go, no, that's not reality. Commercials and stock photography is not reality anyway. But working in the medical field, let's be honest, people don't want to see the reality of things. I don't want to see, you know, the reality of things. Ignorance is bliss for a lot of it. But anytime I see those commercials about fibromyalgia in particular, I just like almost laugh. I laugh on one side and then I cringe on the other side, because I'm like, oh, that medication's horrible. Because if it works for you, I'm so happy. Because if it works for you, then that is wonderful. If you find something that works for you. Okay, last question. Question 12. Let's hope I counted right. Something I really miss doing since I was diagnosed. Everything. Sleeping. I really miss sleeping. Like getting a good full night's sleep. I miss just like, it's gonna sound really depressing and sad, but like just having like joy for and like being happy for no reason. Like being able to find the joy and the good and the like the happiness in everything and everything, and like being content with that and not like worrying about everything. So yeah, essentially everything. Like being able to run and play sports like I used to, be able to wake up and not like creak and want to like go back to bed. Yeah, just everything. So forgive me, I had to switch cameras just to finish off the video. I wanted to leave you with those 3 questions that you can ask someone that you love that has a chronic illness. First question, how do you view yourself? I think that's a biggie, so reach out and ask someone. Number 2, how would you explain your disease, your condition, what you have, your illness? Again, that's another biggie I think you should ask. And last but not least, the 3rd question, what is the hardest part of living with your condition, disease, illness, whatever it may be? Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am surprised every time someone watches my video, even if it's just one person. So I thank you all so much. Go out and celebrate today, as it's another day that you've been given. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.